everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs. With that, we're out to Arrowhead for the call from Kansas City. We'll hand it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, from a place that's officially been... The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Let's go. Let's do this. Ready up. 44's Mike. Check, check. I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Time to feature the offensive starters and our first chance to get a look at Parker.
Devontae Parker came out of Louisville with a guy who was known as a mature receiver. Runs routes really well, but the best part of his game, he'll jump over you at the end of a route and go get the football.
65. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Ready.
They run it with Ballage. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
That was a nice play right there, but overall this season, it's been an absolute disaster. A total lack of communication on the back end. They need a leader who can put this team...
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Cooper was the intended target. Time will tell if that's an interception that rattles the rookie here. First drive on the road.
And you know the discussion going into the game centered on, okay, let's get out nice and easy, take care of the football, we're on the road. You're a youngster, let's not make mistakes early. But now the conversation will shift to, okay, put it behind you, move on. Long way to go in this one.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Now Mahomes. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And the kick by Butker is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know, that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team.
And now look at him go. The 20, 10, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 17 carries, 53 yards.
They've won 2 straight games and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
Completes it to Hardman.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
He's got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. From midfield, here's Mahomes. And his throw here's incomplete. Damian Williams, the man he was looking for. But it'll be second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. First carry of the game here for Royce Freeman. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a creek.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Vince Beagle leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now here's Mahomes into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now a give right side. Swift. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They'll set up a throw. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 6-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Balaj. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They're going to need some therapy after this. Ready, go.
On first down, Swift. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Tyrann Mathieu there to make the tackle.
Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Let's get it. Ready, go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. On the move to his left. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Hey, that's the way to finish.
Mike Gesicki, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass his young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Mahomes. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. And this is caught by Watkins. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Deuce.
Mahomes now to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Here we go.
That one good for 12 yards and a Kansas City 1st.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check three.
Now it's Freeman. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Freeman. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And Butker able to put this one through. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. That one covers 29 yards. First down. It's caught. Cooper. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Let's get off the field, D.
2nd and 2. Right back to Cooper, and he got him again. 36 yards on the play. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Looking again that time for Amari Cooper, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. 2nd and 1. Escaping, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So it's 3rd and goal now, and this is where the Arrowhead crowd can make it very tough. He'll look to throw. And caught by Cooper for a Dolphins touchdown.
Hey, here he is. Touchdown, baby. Keep it
Amari Cooper, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Little loft on that touchdown pass and sort of dropped it in the breadbasket perfectly.
Right in the bucket, and when you're coming out of college and you're a rookie in the NFL, sometimes you forget about the different types of throws you have to make. You just rely on your fastball and throw it as hard as you can all the time. But in this situation, he understood and threw it in a spot where only his receiver was going to get it and no one else. That was pretty.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense trots back onto the field, and we take an in-depth look at Royce Freeman. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack is 2nd and 20. Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll find Royce Freeman, the running back. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
They'll run on first down. Swift. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. Room here to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards there, a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Get the ball. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Frank Clark. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it. He'll buy some time right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. Freeman a first down and more. And finally brought down at the 43. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
Now, the good thing for you, partner, is you're not as old as I am, okay?
True.
So back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, the right side of an offensive line was almost always your power side. Your bigger, stronger, physical guys. And on this play, they tossed it right and looked like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, but that's not the case so much anymore, you're saying, with the bigger guys?
Not necessarily.
You just find the best guys, plug them in on your O-line.
Right. As a general rule now, you're a lot more balanced on your offensive line. It might still lean towards your best pass blocker on the left side,
sure,
but not necessarily all the time.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. This is Freeman. And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 34.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Freeman again. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
We play to win. Let's go.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
2nd and 4. Eluding the pressure right. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
He may try and run for this. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We're back now in KC. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. On 1st down, Swift. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still, no yardage. Okay.
Now the offense not going anywhere. They're staying out there. They've converted once already on this drive. Here they go again on 4th down. They'll drop to throw. And Wilson has it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Not often do fourth down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Malage. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. And caught by Cooper for a Dolphins touchdown.
Touchdown, baby.
Amari Cooper with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
Touchdown, Miami.
Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Makes the score Dolphins 30.
A 10-play drive that time. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 14. Mahomes going to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. So certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run here with Balaj. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8.
Bottom line.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack by Dorian O'Daniel, the linebacker from Clemson. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he finds Parker here, complete. 23 yards on the play.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the first down marker. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one, and I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Gets it off to Freeman. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer.
You got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play. Yeah,
you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And the Dolphins are indeed going to get this, and that should all but do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch out.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. On 3rd down, Swift. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This to make it a 3-score game late. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and never an easy thing to come into Arrowhead and get the victory. One of the toughest places to play in the league, but they did it.
Some of the best fan support in the league. They take pride in it. They love their team. They rally around them, good and bad. But when it's good, oh, it is so difficult to come into this place and get a win. From the time they sing the national anthem and finish it with the home of the Chiefs, you're in trouble right from that moment usually.
So for the Dolphins, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. Start your week by installing your game plan.
everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the...
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight, we start Week 11 of the NFL season with a good one here. Between the Miami Dolphins...
Let's go, fellas.
And the San Francisco 49ers. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
A big play there for the Dolphins. 52 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Albert Wilson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Under 10.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Coverage that time by Bobby McCain. And the starting crew now for San Francisco.
One thing for us to keep in mind and remember, they're coming off of their open week last week. They got to sit home and relax a little bit before the final stretch of the season. They got the lucky draw because every team in the league wants to have that open week later in the year rather than early. They benefited.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Garoppolo looks to throw. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
There we go.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Eric Rowe that time able to knock that pass away. Look at the starters defensively for the Dolphins. They were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up. We'll soon find out.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Watch QB draw. Watch QB.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Chris Jones racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go,
Let's go, boys.
There's a hush indeed. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
2nd and 5. Charles, Thursday night game. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. They're able to locate Wilson. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. They'll run on 1st down. Swift. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage.
Brandon, their last miss on 3rd down, they actually were able to alleviate it because they picked it up with a 4th down conversion. I don't know that they'd be wise to try and do that again here. To me, you got to punt the ball away.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Completes it to Samuel. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
Let's go, baby.
21 yards there on 3rd down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st down, here's Breida. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work?
And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. On first down, Swift. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking to get it into his receiver, Cooper. 3rd down here. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Gonna look deep for Wilson. He's got a man, complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2nd and 15. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Let's get off the field.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's complete to Grant. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Caught by Wilson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you go lollipop it in the middle of the field.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. That time, a 9-play drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, baby.
Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. They're going to get 9 here on 1st down as he gets this one up to the 34-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball.
And it's a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
They don't want it, boys. They don't want it. They don't want it.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
2nd and 1. On the right side, open is Gesicki. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Come on, come on. 56 to Mike.
Back to throw here. And he completes it to Wilson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Cooper was the target there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Sanders' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando, standing by with that EA Sports Halftime Report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you. And
you want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here comes Grant on the return. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D. Ford showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. 2nd and 14. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. D. Ford, his 2nd sack of the night. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
Here we go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Shift.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Here we go, here we go.
You remember me? You remember me? Let's get hot.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Do you think after that last run they're thinking to themselves, we had to wait all day to play this night game, and we're still not able to run the ball the way we want to?
Yeah, this defense, they've risen to the challenge all evening long. On 2nd and goal, Garoppolo. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. From 3 yards out. And the 49ers get a score closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Gold with the extra point, and the lead down to 10, 24-14. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go!
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock.
It got his man complete. A big pickup of 38.
Get ready.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. 2nd and 13.
Here we go.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
Ready, set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kalen Ballage, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter.
It's a party now.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The tackle there by Richard Sherman. And quickly, they get to the line.
Your trip is here.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. DeForest Buckner able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. 1 play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll run on 1st down. Swift. About 3 yards there to the 27. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
He'll look to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. First target, first catch, and a 1st down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Caught, it's Wilson. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the 2nd score there. The Dolphins on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want to back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one, but let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here we go.
The Niners on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Got his target, Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Go ahead.
7 yards there and a 1st down. Now Garoppolo. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Vince Beagle in there to bury him for a loss of 11. To try again after the sack. Garoppolo. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Here we go.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He finds Roberts, complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Michael Roberts, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Now a give, right side. Swift. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
They can't hang with us. Set, go.
On 1st down, Swift. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And this one wasn't easy. You had an East Coast team, Charles, going west, playing a night game, but somehow they were able to get the job done.
Yeah, when you're talking about playing a night game, they're closer to being sleepy because of East Coast time with their bodies when you're kicking off to play the game. So that's a real big accomplishment for them to get that done. The flip side, too, is traveling home in the old days, you had to wait to get the video for your next game. You had all those. So you were really a day behind. Now the video's on their computers as they get on the plane to head back, so they can get a lot of work done on the plane while they celebrate.
That's going to... Start your week by installing your game plan.